Hey man, what it is, this is Deem and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go the Cash App, $ Deem by any means. There go the PayPal, at Deem by any means. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated, y'all. Y'all, I was watching. I mean, I've been busy these last 2 days, man. I had to go watch the playback of my man Knockout Boxing Live. If you have not subscribed to my man Knockout Boxing, like, share, subscribe, go donate. He just got an interview with Abdullah Mason. If you have not seen that interview with my man Knockout Boxing 86 and Abdullah Mason, please go check it out. Um, so I'm watching the playback, man, and then this is he turned me on to go see a Fight Hub interview with Brian Norman Sr. because these last 2 days, y'all, I've been on stuff, but not on it. Like, if it don't pop right up on my feed, I've been doing other things. But I got y'all. Comes to find out, Brian Norman Jr. then turned down not 10x because Knockout was being generous. Eddie Hearn had a tweet today that I know he probably didn't even see that said he turned down more than 1.5 million. So that would make it 12x. Brian Norman Jr. turned down 12x the amount that he has ever got paid to fight Jaronennis. He's a duck. And y'all owe me an apology. Y'all owe Jaronennis an apology. Y'all said, Dame, tell your boy Bootsy he's a duck. Tell your boy Boots to stop throwing lowball offers. Hey, y'all, somebody getting offered 12 times they highest payday could never be a lowball offer. I don't care what the sport is, what the match is, period. Canelo Alvarez ain't even asking for 10 times his amount to fight David Benavidez. He's a duck. Y'all was out here running your mouth, and the thing is, this is why you need PR people. Because Brian Norman Jr., Brian Norman Sr., I can tell is not the most intelligent person. First of all, how I know that? Because he get on interviews with baggy t-shirts and don't got a haircut. That's first of all. You do not get on interviews representing your son with a baggy t-shirt and no haircut. That's first of all. Second of all, he was really explaining it, y'all, as if it wasn't a duck. Like, people are going to be like, oh, you turned down 1.5 million. Yeah, Brian Norman Jr. deserves more than that. No, he don't, bro. We're only talking about your son because y'all said y'all wanted all the smoke. Y'all don't want to hear. First of all, y'all said it wasn't all about the money. Then we come to find out that's all it's ever about, like me and a bunch of other content creators been telling y'all. He's so scared of Boots. He want Boots to go 50-50 with him, and Boots damn near did that. And he still turned down the fight. And then this is how I know. This is how you know it's a duck right here when he said these words. Boots don't bring nothing to the table that my son don't. He brings a name. Nobody cared about Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. was on the undercard and was the underdog in the fight. He was his last fight. He wasn't supposed to win that. They was mad your son won that fight. Your son not out here popping like that. We're only talking about your son because of Jaronennis. And then this man had the nerve to say, that's what fighters do, attach themselves to another fighter. You mean like you're doing right now with Jaron Boots Ennis, sir? Hey, y'all, I want y'all to understand this. Brian Norman Jr. has turned down more money than Devin Haney get paid. Devin Haney hasn't turned down 1.5 million for fights. And y'all know I ain't no Devin fan. But if it's good enough for Devin, it's damn sure good enough for Brian Norman Jr. Is he out his mind? Brian Norman Jr., your daddy is a pocket watcher. Your daddy is the definition of a hater. How are you talking about money and you ain't even got no haircut and got baggy shirts on? Y'all need the 1.5 million, sir. Y'all need the 1.5 million. You so worried about what Boots going to get. The part you don't understand, Boots going to get his money regardless. It's not about what Boots going to get. It's about what you bring. Put it like this, y'all. Jaron Boots in his last 4 fights, he got paid more than $150,000. You and Jaronennis aren't the same type of prospect on the same type of level. You just got your belt. It's not even like you're a reigning champ. You're a unified champ. I would be more understanding if that was the case, bro. You was the underdog who won the belt. You're a duck and you should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all making Atlanta look bad because I know Atlanta dudes don't move that way, bro. But the dusty ones do, clearly. That's why everybody Hellcat and Chargers is getting stolen down there. Yo, I want y'all to understand this man turned down more money than Devin Haney gets to fight. Even when Devin Haney is the A-side. You're a duck. You're a duck. And the thing is, he made his son look so much worse because now Eddie Hearn is going to get out here and fry. Boozy Ennis and Jaron. I cannot wait to see Eddie Hearn next interview and Jaron Ennis and Boozy Ennis next interview. Bro, y'all, he literally went with Boots get in order to fight. He's talking about, bro, they offered you half. So we all know that half of what Boots got is not enough for Brian Norman Jr. So what you want, bro? If 12 times what you made is not enough, can you please tell me what is? Bozy, though, he know that, I guarantee you, y'all, he won $2.5 million. I can tell you what he wants. I know what he wants. He won an extra $1 million to get knocked out. What is boxing? And then you know what I'm more mad at? I was watching my man Knockout Boxing on the playback, and I just heard all of you Earthmen out here really trying to make excuses for Brian Norman Jr. Oh, well, they just need to build up the fight. Brian Norman Jr. is not a fighter you build it up with. Boots ain't got time for that. Who the hell is Brian Norman Jr. to build up a fight? It was already built just now. 15,000 people was ready to come to Philly. It would have been 16,000. What is he talking about? Your son will never be on pay-per-view. He's not a pay-per-view attraction. You just ruined your son's career. You didn't help it. We're not going to hear about Brian Norman Jr. for the next year. Until he fight Boots, we ain't going to hear nothing about Brian Norman Jr. Guaranteed. I promise you. Until he fight Boots, we ain't going to hear nothing about Brian Norman Jr. So you turn down $1.5 million to make $200,000 in your next fight. You're a coward. You're a coward and you're scared. After being out here running your mouth, and then your daddy run his mouth so much, he don't even know that he sat up there and told the whole world that he ducked Jaron Ennis. Because ain't nobody going to be like, no boxer is going to say, you got, you turned down 10 times, 12 times your highest payday, you're a duck. Especially, y'all, after running their mouth the way they did. If they didn't run their mouth the way they did, we don't know what Williams will pay to turn down. He's a duck too, and we gonna talk about it, but it ain't as bad. You out here running your mouth. Y'all went on a whole press run, sir. Said y'all was with all the smoke. And this is what I tell y'all. It's more deeper than just sending a contract. As I told y'all, you could send contracts and then I heard the babe from Queens of Boxing, whatever her name is, over there. You should be ashamed of yourself, literally coming out here trying to defend Brian Norman Jr. Listen, man, ashamed of yourself. People like that is what's wrong with boxing. Because a fighter could turn down 12 times his highest payday to get a unification fight that he claims he's so confident in and beat Boots up and sparring and all of this stuff, but then don't take the fight. And then somehow, y'all, it goes back to be Jaron Ennis' fault. Well, Boots will just move up. I want people to understand this. Have y'all talked to anybody at 154? How do you know? How are y'all so sure that if Boots go to 154, they won't do the same thing? Terrence Crawford already don't want to fight him. They might duck Terrence Crawford at 154. You mean to tell me they not going to duck Boots? I just don't believe it. I believe Jaron Ennis is growing up in an era full of cowards. You got every champ, including Terrence Crawford, because he dropped his belt. You got every champ not willing to fight Jaron Ennis. What should he do? Y'all sat up there and said Eddie was throwing low ball offers. Eddie offered the man 10 times what he ever got. How could getting offered 12 times your highest payday be a low ball offer? Who the hell you think you is? Floyd Mayweather's? You from Atlanta. You think you Andre 3000? He is out his mind. Brian Norman Sr. Gonna mess his son's career up because he already messed it up just now. Because I was gonna be a fan of your son. Now it's all over. It's a wrap for Bull. He won't have no fans in Philly ever. I can tell you, you'd have messed that up. You'd have messed that up for the whole East Coast rocking with your son, my guy. He gonna be regional, my dude. He gonna be known as the guy that ducked Jaronennis after running his mouth. So, y'all, if you owe Jaronennis an apology, when Jaronennis said we sent 3 offers, we sent offers to everybody, that was true. And y'all went and took Brian Norman Sr. side. Y'all went and took Brian Norman Jr. side just to go out here and get proven wrong again. I told y'all can't mess with me with this boxing stuff. Now, go back to my first video when I say Brian Norman Jr. is a duck. Duck. Quack, quack. Jaronennis deserves better than y'all giving him. Jaronennis deserves better than this from boxing. These champions need to be stripped of their belt. That's what I would implement in boxing. If you turn down a unification fight, you should be stripped of your belt. That should be a new rule in boxing. I guarantee you all of this stuff will stop. If you turn down a unification bout and you was offered a fair amount, you need to be stripped from your belt. As simple as that. You got people out here, well, let Brian get a couple more fights, and then, huh? But y'all don't give Gervonta Davis that. Brian Norman Jr. get the duck and take a couple more fights, and it's perfectly fine. Shakur Stevenson could do the same thing. Funny thing is, when Devin did it, y'all was all on Devin head. When Loma did it, ducking Shakur, everybody was Loma ducking Shakur. It's crazy how things work. Now it's okay to just let fights build up. Then, y'all, you can't complain that fights are taking too long because y'all sitting up there making excuses talking about let the fight build up. So when we don't get when we don't get Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis from at least 5 years from now, don't complain. It's your fault. You panelists, it is your fault. Yes, it is. Because y'all make excuses for ducks every chance y'all get. Y'all made excuses for Shakur. You made excuses for Loma. You made excuses for Bud. You made excuses for Brian Norman Jr. Only person I ain't hear nobody make excuses for was Williams Zepeda. So guess what, Williams Zepeda? Everybody else out here ducking. It's okay for you to do it, my guy. Feliz Navidad. I holla at y'all, man.